this Astroholic Vlog, I will be talking about Dyson Spheres. Dyson Spheres are hypothetical megastructures purposely built around stars to absorb most or all of the stellar electromagnetic output. The idea comes from science fiction, but it has been formalized by the physicist and mathematician Freeman Dyson in the 60s as a thought experiment with the energy needs of an advanced civilization in mind. 50 years later, we're not much closer to build a full Dyson Sphere, but we understand better how it should be built and what are the consequences of embarking in this endeavour. A solid Dyson Sphere won't work for several reasons. The first reason is physical. A shell around a star would not interact gravitationally with it, and it would lead eventually to the collision with the stars or the planets around it or asteroids. The second is structural. The external strain of building something so big, there's no material that we know of, nothing even comes close to a substance, an alloy, any type of material that can withstand those strain and stresses. Thirdly, most importantly, there's not enough material in the solar system to build such a structure. An proposed alternative to a solid Dyson Sphere is this called Dyson Swarm. So it's a series of satellites which are hovering over the sun or a generic star, and they absorb a large amount of the star output or the solar output. Those are feasible, although we, as I discussed in a previous blog post, we still don't have the capability to have satellite just hovering, but we could start small and have satellites in the Lagrangian points, absorbing a lot of energy from the sun and transmitting that to Earth using microwaves. One of the interesting consequences of Dyson Spheres ideas and technology is let's assume that a civilization out there is actually building it. What they would need to do is to embark in a large-scale operation in mining their own solar system. And we could see that our telescopes are capable of seeing the fragments, the dust produced by that kind of operation. And our question is, would any civilization do that? Would any civilization build a Dyson Sphere or a huge Dyson Swarm? Just as a comparison, let's think about us. In the last 100 years, the amount of energy consumption has grown exponentially. But if we look at the last few decades, the energy consumption in the developed world is been more or less the same, while the developing world is catching up with us. So yes, our energy is going to increase for a while, but I think it will eventually reach a plateau. Now, what is the yearly energy output of the sun? Well, comparing it to the Earth energy consumption, the yearly output from the sun is 33 trillion times more than all the energy humanity has consumed in 1998. So I think that Dyson Sphere are fascinating and should definitely be taught both in science and science fiction, but I think that we would never really need that amount of energy. But I could be wrong.